Okay, so everyone's talking about selling cards and mugs for Mother's Day, but this one particular digital product, Printable, has been quietly making bank for Etsy sellers. And today I'm showing you exactly how to create this exact printable in Canva, even if you've never designed a thing in your life. This is the All About My Mum printable and it sells like crazy. In this video, we'll build it together step by step. Hey friends, it's Roxy and I help digital product creators like yourself to design smarter, sell faster and stand out on platforms such as Etsy, as well as selling digital products on your own website and other sales platforms. So make sure that you stick around to the end because I've got 2 freebies for you as well. So I definitely encourage you to look at my previous video. I will link that in the description as to why this is such a great niche, as well as the other niches I uncovered. So in this printable, kids will fill in prompts such as my mum always says, or her favorite food is, or she's really good at. And basically what something like this provides is a snapshot of mum or grandma, nana, auntie through the kids' eyes in a really sweet, cute and totally adorable way. This is also a go-to for teachers, schools looking for a cute activity for those kids to do. The best part of this is that once you've made one aimed at mum, you can then create spin-offs for grandma, for nana, for stepmom, and like I said before, even your auntie as well. So this single design is going to be able to then be repurposed and remade into multiple different listings that you can then go ahead and sell on Etsy, on your website, or anywhere else in between. And yes, just so you know, we are going to be creating this in the free version of Canva. So with that being said, let's jump into Canva now. Okay, so first we are over in Canva and we're going to click that create button over here. And then we're going to click custom size. So I think we want this as a landscape type design. So we're going to go with the width of, we're going to make the width the longest. So 11, and we're going to change this to inches first and then click 11, and then the height is going to be 8.5, and that's going to allow us to have that landscape type design. Okay, so here we are now. We've got that landscape design. And now the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to put that title, which will then, when it's in on Etsy, your customer will know that this is a All About Mum printable for Mother's Day. So I'm just going to click T for text and just open it up a bit. And then I'm going to type in all about my mum. So I am actually based in the UK. I'm based in good old jolly old England, London. So for me, I would actually put MUM, but we have passed Mother's Day in the UK. So I'm going to put MOM for all of my USA. So I'm going to put all about mum, all about my mum, make sure that's centered. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making a framework of the design, and then I'm going to go ahead and pretty it up once I have got all my spacings correct and things like that. And you will see what I mean. I'm going to click Command and C, and then I'm going to click Command and V. So that means I can copy it and I'm going to paste it, and then I'm just going to type in MOM. So that's just on 2 different lines there. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, position it in the center, and then I'm going to make mum a bit bigger too and make sure it's positioned in the center as well. So on this design I'm going to have kind of doodles and things that the kids can colour in and write really simple but heartfelt type sentences and descriptions about their mum. So first I'm going to just make a couple of sentences that I'm going to use on this design that are the prompts for the young child. So I'm going to just click this. I'm going to click Command and C to copy that and Command and V to paste. And then I'm just going to pull that down here. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And the first prompt I'm going to write is her name is, and then I'm just going to put dot, 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 dot. Extend that a little bit, and I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller because we want quite a few things on this page. So we've got to make sure that the spacing and the alignment and sizing is correct. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to make sure that this is adjusted and aligned to the left. So her name is, and I'm going to copy and paste that. So Command C and then Command V is copy and paste. And then I'm going to just type here, she is so good at, and then so I'm going to add some additional dots here. And then I'm going to copy and paste that again. So Control C, Control V. And I'm going to say, my mum always says. So these are just kind of prompts for that child to then use and type or write into this. And then again, I'm going to copy and paste. And then my mum's favourite food is, and then again, some dots. I might extend that for now. And then I'm going to copy and paste that again. And then I'm going to put in, I love my mum because, and then add those dots. So these are going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prompts that we're going to create this printable around. And this is just here to just allow me to know what I am creating and kind of keep me in check with the spacings and the adjustments and things like that. So I've got these here now. And now we're going to just make this really pretty, really cute, really child friendly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Elements and I'm going to type in, because it is for children, the aim of it is for children to gift to their mum. So we want something that looks really child friendly, quite, you know, elementary. Maybe if the child is in nursery as well, we want kind of elements and a design that is really cute and kind of mimics what a child may create themselves. So with that being said, I'm going to type in doodles. And because doodles are kind of, they look more hand-drawn and really authentic. And so now we're here, I'm going to make sure that I am clicking free, because if we are selling this in a commercial capacity, we want to make sure that all the things that are included in our design are free. That's just me erring on the side of caution and just making sure that our designs are not going to step on anyone's toes or violate any types of restrictions or terms and conditions. So now that being said, we have plenty to choose from here. So I'm going to go for some stars, absolutely. And I might put these in the corners here. So then I'm going to copy. So Control C and then Control V, paste that. And then I'm going to probably flip it horizontally so it just looks slightly different. And then I'm going to copy that again. I'm going to bring that down here. I'm going to move that up. And then I am going to copy and paste again. Then I'm going to copy and paste again. Flip it. And then just so that is our general kind of border type design there. And then I think hearts would be lovely. So I'm just going to bring that in, make that a little bit smaller. Definitely change the colour of these to black because we want a black and white design. And then just angle that a bit more, copy and paste. Copy and paste there. Angle that slightly here, make sure it's all in alignment. And then at the bottom, maybe I will put some flowers. But again, everything that I'm choosing is kind of really cute and that kind of doodle, like a child would have, you could imagine a child drawing this themselves. that in the middle. And then let's see what else we have. Maybe just a little doodle there. And I'm just like dotting these around now, copying and pasting. Maybe not that, maybe we can use something different. Okay, so we've made a really cute kind of border there. Just angling this a bit more. I'm going to copy and paste that. Might put this at the top here. And then copy and paste that and bring it over here. And then we'll move all this in because it's not where we want it to be right now, but it will be shortly. Okay, so the first kind of prompt that we are going to highlight for this design is definitely going to be the my name is, or her name is. So we've got that here. We're just going to position that in the center. And then I kind of want a frame to go around it. So I'm just going to type in frames. I've gone to elements, typed in frame, and we want graphics. And then again, we want to make sure that they are free. And then let's see if there's any kind of doodle, kind of hand-drawn type graphic feels that we can use. So I'm looking through, I'm seeing something here that looks quite nice. So I've got this kind of scroll type frame effect, put it in the middle. And then I think this works really well here. So I'm just going to extend those dots there. And maybe even make the font slightly smaller, so to accommodate a longer name. So now we've got that, her name is, and then we want to kind of do the same. So I'm going to just highlight all that and move it all a bit higher. So if I highlight it all, then it means that I can move them all at the same time. So I've got that. And now the next thing is my mum always says. So I think I might like a dotted frame here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually type in a rectangle. I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to change the colour to transparent. But I'm going to make sure that there is a border. And then from here, you can see that you can choose whether it's a solid border, a dash border, smaller dashes or dots. I'm going to go for dots. And then we're going to just reduce that border weight. In actual fact, I think I might go for a dash. I think that's cuter. And then it just means that we can create that really cute dash border around that then works with the words here. So let me look at the size of this. So this is 19.3. So we want to make sure that this one is also 19.3 in font size. And then just extend that a little bit, because my mum always says that might be too, you might want to leave 2 lines. In actual fact, you might want to not have any lines there at all and just leave that, center align it, and then leave a space underneath here that the child can then write whatever they want to write in there. So that's that. And then we might want to do the same thing. So again, we're going to copy and paste this box here. And then we're going to just move all these out of the way. And then put my mum's favourite food is. Again, we don't want these dots for here. So I'm just going to remove those. Make sure it's centered. Reduce the font size as well. And then I'm going to copy and paste this. And then we'll bring that in. Let's bring that down because I can't grab it. Bring that box back up. send it to the back. Sometimes when you can't grab it, it's because it's in the front. So we want to just make sure that it is in the right layer. Make sure that it's centered up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make these boxes slightly smaller. So I'm going to highlight all of that and then just making sure that it's kind of in the middle of the design. And then I'm going to do the same, highlight all of that, and then make sure that's in the same area. And then what I might do is to make sure that everything is kind of congruent is I'm going to actually highlight all of this. I am going to click Command C and then Command V and then copy that over, and then I'm going to put that there and then actually copy that and paste it here. So I've copied that, paste it there. So I can actually just now delete that. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Copy and paste, bring it underneath, and then here, I'm just going to delete those dots and I'm just going to copy that. She is so good at. Send that to the back. And then we have that there. So hopefully you're following along, but if you aren't, if you are a member of my $9 PLR digital product membership, you will actually get access to this template for you to be able to then edit, amend and sell super quickly. I mean, it will save you so much time. But obviously, if you're not interested in that, then just feel free to follow along and you will have a fully made product by the end. I'm going to go to graphics and then let's see what we have. So this is quite nice, but it's a pro element. So let's make sure we have free elements only here. That's really nice. And sometimes with these types of graphics you can change out the colors and it looks like that's what you can do here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out these colors to be white and black just to make sure it's all black and white there. Lovely. So I'm going to put that there. How cute is that? And then I'm going to click T for text again, put that there. So we've got her name is, my mum always says, I love my mum because my mum's favourite food is, she is so good at. I'm going to say, I love it when she. And then I'm going to copy and paste that. And then I'm going to put my favourite thing to do with mum is. Just make the line spacing smaller. But this is, so we're kind of leaving it a bit more free here for the child to then, you know, write their own kind of things here. But this is really cute. Make sure it's positioned in the center, which it is. Maybe make these stars a bit smaller, just because we want them to have enough space here. And then for this space up here, we might want to just add a couple more doodles that the child can then colour in. So we've got flowers there already. We have hearts as well. We've got stars. Let's see what else we can put there. I'm going to type in cute doodles. And let's see what we have for cute doodle. So I'm just scrolling through. So this is quite cute. We might want to put that, make it a bit smaller, and then copy and paste that. Bring it down here. We've got a nice little ladybug there. Just bring it over here, just cute little doodles that a child can then colour in and just make that design super interesting and engaging. A butterfly would be lovely there too, and we can put that there, just put it on an angle. And then maybe just make this slightly bigger, position it in the centre in order to then give more space. So I'm actually going to remove these dots here because I don't want to limit the amount of space here. So now what I might want to do lastly is I'm going to type in cute frame. Make sure it's free. And this is quite cute. I'm going to just change that to black. I'm going to turn it on its side. And then that can go there. How cute and gorgeous is that? And then I'm going to copy that and paste it and do the same thing over here. So again, we've got a really congruent design there. That just is really easy on the eye, but engaging for kids too. Make sure everything is lining up the way it needs to. And so now, as you can see, we now have our lovely All About Mum printable. The last thing we might want to do is change the fonts to something just a bit more eye-catching or a bit more child-friendly. So click for the font options. If you scroll across, it gives you different options for different types of fonts. And there's usually a school option, so I'm going to go here, school. And then we'll have a look. So we've got School Bell here. That is really cute. Playpen Sans. Yep, I love that. So I'm going to now change, going to click down here, change all, and that's going to change all of the font across this design to something that is just really cute and that really resembles what a young child or, you know, a elementary school child or a 5, 6, 7-year-old how they might write if they are writing or creating something for their mum for Mother's Day. So we have actually come to the end of this video. I hope you've got a lot of value from this. Hopefully you followed along and you've created something similar yourself. If you don't fancy doing that but really want this design as well, then make sure you sign up to my $9 PLR digital product membership, because this will be found in there. It is literally a no-brainer investment if you are serious about building your own digital product empire. There are so many, over 50 different products that you can choose from in order to use in whichever way you please. So just click the link in the description below if you want to learn more about that. But if that isn't what you're interested in, then hopefully you've just followed along with this particular tutorial and you've made something similar for yourself. Oh, and if you haven't already, make sure you download in the description 101 profitable digital product ideas that you can use for Mother's Day. It is packed with value, has examples as well, and top tips for you to really dig into this niche. And remember, Mother's Day isn't just now, it happens each and every year. And a lot of these ideas can be repurposed for Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, and everything else in between. And remember, it comes around every single year. So there is never a better time than now to really dig in and get your products up there. But in the meantime, that is it from me. I hope you got a lot of value from this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the description below. And until next time, all the very best.